Hello there, my name is Claire. Welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, I'm going to be making a house for a friend, and this friend only has the cats and dogs and the cottage living expansion packs, and I've been wanting to do a limited pack build for a while. I've just kind of been like not sure which packs to use, so when I heard that this friend only had two packs, I offered to make the friend a house, and so we're starting off in the house in this little entryway area. I wanted to keep this home pretty open with like flow. I was imagining that this would be kind of a renovated cottage, and the renovations kind of led into a little bit of a coastal flares to it, and my friend really likes colorful things, so I am going to be giving this kitchen a nice pop of yellow in the countertops, and I feel like this is just really fun to have a nice little pop of color with a gray backsplash. And so we are just going to be adding some uppers, and I feel like it was like a little too much, so I just keep the uppers on one side of the wall, and I wanted to make sure that there was like easy access to the exterior of this house. So there are like three entrances to this house. You see the front door, there's a side door by the kitchen, and then in the living room there is like a door I was imagining to be like the backyard door. So we are just going to be adding some appliances and some different clutter items in this kitchen. And there's a lot of cute items from the cottage living pack that remind me of my friend, so I feel like this was a win-win in the kitchen. Now we're just going to be working on this kind of like pantry area, but it does get changed later on in the video. For some reason, I didn't think to ask my friend before I started recording if how many animals they have in the household, and so you'll see that later on. I kind of rearrange this area to fit two cats and two dogs just a little bit better. So we are just going to be adding some rugs, and I wanted to add like the same rug from the kitchen to the side door so it'd be cohesive, and then I add that same rug to the back door for getting that cohesiveness. And so we are just going to be making a little outdoor dining space, and now we're going to be working on the nursery. So out of like the children the Sim family has, they have one child and one infant, and so I haven't done a nursery in a while, and so I thought like this was going to be fun, but then I realized like there's no changing tables in the base game. I have to like make my own changing table. And so now we're just going to be adding a lot of toys into this nursery for the infant, and this is the dresser I end up using for a changing table, and I just use the control 9 key to raise up an ottoman. If you've been around The Sims for a while, you would have seen that this is a very popular technique to make a dresser look like a changing table. And so I did want to add some stories for the parents to read to the infant. So I have a little like reading nook corner over here, and I'm pretty sure that does get moved to the more front part of the room. So we are just going to be adding some animal pictures, and I feel like adding pictures was probably the hardest part in this room in particular because of the big empty wall that currently has the bookshelf little wall decoration on it. I wanted to like find something kid friendly, but I also wanted something to fill in the space, and so I kind of came up with a storyline of it just being something the parents liked, and once this infant becomes more independent and has a little bit more of a personality, they can change that picture to be with whatever the infant child is into. And so there are 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms total. I realize I should have maybe said that more towards the beginning of the video. But there are 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. My friend has a family of 4 with 4 pets, so we are just going to be adding a little dresser. I really liked this dresser and how it looks like there's like extra sheets in there, and I feel like it made perfect sense to put it in to the primary suite, which is where we are right now. I made sure it was close to the parents' bedroom and the kitchen for when the toddler or when the infant becomes a toddler, and it's just easier to drag food out to the toddler out of the fridge sometimes. And so now we are kind of starting the reconstruction of this little pet area. So you can see I made a secret room for the cat, and we are just going to be adding money garbage can. You probably said that earlier, but when I first started playing The Sims, I would actually play The Sims with with this friend, and yes, that was kind of hard playing a one-person game between 2 people, but the money trash can was the favorite part of playing The Sims, and so I wanted to add money trash can in to make my friend's life a little bit easier. So we are just going to be adding a picture, and that picture does actually go up on the wall to the right. And now we are going to be in the living room area. Like I mentioned at the beginning, my friend wanted a baby gate for the infant, and I do kind of jump around at this point between like the living room, the dining room, back into the kitchen, and so just to give you a bit of warning, there's a little bit of open space that I couldn't like fill, and so I just kind of like led back into me where there was enough stuff on the kitchen counters, and like, oh, I forgot to add a centerpiece on the dining room table. So we are just going to be adding a cute little rug from the Cottage Living pack, and I do also add these cute chairs from the base game, and now we are just going to be going and adding a little computer area and also adding some items into this little play space for the infant, and it can honestly be for the child as well. I do add a little blarfy stuffed animal that's in the style of a dog, and there wasn't really enough space to put it outside the play area, so I'm like, you know what, the best space is probably on the inside. And you can see I added a rug, since these floors do look really hard, so I wanted to make sure that like the play space had a fun rug inside of it. And now you can see we've added a dining room table, so I wanted to make sure there was a high chair so the whole family can eat together. And now we're just going to be adding a rug and going to be switching out this little like kitchen hutch for a bookshelf. My friend is a little bit of a bookworm, and I wanted to have a bookshelf, like a nice bookshelf somewhere in the house to kind of represent that fact. And so you can see I used this one from the Cats and Dogs pack matched with the chair from Cats and Dogs. And I feel like this is just a cute little nice reading nook and nice visually first thing you see when you walk in. My second option would have been to put a fireplace in this spot, but I kind of forgot about that at the moment, and so the fireplace does get moved into the bedroom. So we are just going to be changing the colors in the dining room just slightly. Wanted to make sure that it all flew together or flowed good together, not flew, flowed well together. And so we are just going to be adding this cute little item that's like a blanket holder, and my friend really likes llamas, and so I wanted to put a llama into the nursery. There's also two llama plants on the front exterior of the house. I think I mentioned this already. I've done a few takes. I can't remember what I've mentioned and what I haven't mentioned. So we are just going to be adding some items into the bookshelf. I wanted to keep the bookshelf pretty simple, so the only item I really add is a plant that looks like a cat. And now we are into the little office area. I didn't want to make like an office room, but I wanted there to be a computer for the Sim family to get their daily tasks done. And so we are just going to be decorating this. I wanted to make it feel very busy, very used, and so we are just going to be adding a little basket. I was imagining toys would be in that basket, just kind of like more baby toys, and then in the child's room there is a like actual toy chest that has toys in it and you can store stuff in it. And so we are just going to be adding a little bunny statue. I love adding little bunny statues into my builds. And so you can see now we're adding some livestock into the home. I wanted to put the chicken coop by the side door because I feel like it made more sense, because on the other side of the side door is the kitchen, and so it'll be easier for the Sims to collect the daily egg supply on the side that's closest to the chicken coop. And so we are just going to be adding a little dog agility course. My friend didn't ask for this, but I kind of wanted to give a few surprises, and I thought that having a dog agility course would be fun. So we are just going to be adding some monkey bars for the child. And this area seems pretty bare at the beginning, but if you stay towards the screenshots, I do add a few things on that little back patio area. Originally, I wanted to put like the grill and the picnic table out here in this backyard area, and the side yard area was kind of a last minute addition. But then I realized it made more sense to have the grill and picnic table out kind of closer to the kitchen because it's closer to the kitchen. And so we are just going to be making a little walkway from the back patio to the side yard patio, and we are just going to be now working on in the bathroom. So this is like kind of like the guest bathroom or the hall bathroom. I wanted to make sure that there was a tub so you can bathe the infant if you have an infant. I was building this for a friend who has a sim infant, and so we are just going to be adding a little rug and going to be adding some artwork. I end up using this artwork from the Cats and Dogs pack that look kind of more like the pets did it. I thought that was really fun because my friend has 4 sim pets, and so now we are in the second level. This was originally going to be a one-story house, but I did upgrade the lot to be from a 30 by 20 to a 50 by 40 lot, and so I did have like room to like make a third bedroom on the first floor, but I kind of liked the separation this gives for the child who will eventually become a teen and want a little bit more space. So we are just going to be working on their like private bathroom, and then we're going to be working on their bedroom. I didn't really ask any like interest the friends Sims have. I kind of wanted to give myself a little bit of wiggle room, a little bit of creative design, and so this room ends up being animal lover kind of extreme. I wanted to use this bed from in the cats and dogs pack because I don't remember the last time I've used this like set of bed, side table, and dresser. And so we kind of just like start with placing the items down, and then it's just kind of like, okay, this is like all just kind of hovering towards one side. And so I do a little bit of rearranging. I do add a desk and some posters. Again, I didn't really ask my friend for interests that the Sims have, and so I just wanted to make this kind of a generic space, so even if you want to change some things up, it will be easy to switch out the bed, change the wallpaper, and so we are just going to be adding a few final details before we head into the screenshots for this video. So I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I post new videos every single Tuesday. And if you want to play in this home, all the information will be down in the description. So I hope to see you all next week for another Sims 4 video. And if you have any build suggestions for me of what packs I should use, how many bedrooms and bathrooms I should do, please leave those down in the comments. I feel like I'm sometimes struggling to build a house, and have knowing like a style or a hobby you want me to build around can really help me out a lot. So if you enjoyed watching, I hope to see you all again next week for another Sims 4 video. Bye!